This is my gear list for the 2016 hike of the Colorado Trail. I've got 4 days before I start, and I think everything's just about settled. We'll start off. The pack is a Lite Jam 50. On the outside I have a little thing of hand sanitizer and a bandana. In one of the little pockets I'll keep a little thing of sunscreen, a little thing of insect repellent and chapstick. That'll go inside of here, where I also have a compass kind of attached to it. It's a big compass, but that's alright. I will be lining it with a trash compactor bag and not taking a pack cover. So we'll see how that goes. Sleeping bag, I have about a 20-year-old Marmot sawtooth. It's a very nice bag. I've been using it extensively. I used it all throughout winter, spring. I slept on snow a lot in it. I have a Enlightened Equipment Revelation quilt that I leave for the trail next Wednesday. It's supposed to show up on Tuesday if I'm lucky. Otherwise, it's going to miss me for the first section. I don't like to go with a piece of equipment that I haven't tested yet. I've never slept with a quilt before, but I do like the idea of shaving a pound. So we'll see how that goes. But this is going to start the trail with me, and that's fine. For sleep equipment, or sleep clothes, I have a vest, a poofy vest, gloves, spare socks / last day before resupply socks, base bottoms, base top, warm hat. All of these things will go into this Sea to Summit stuff sack. For a ground pad, using a Neo Air. That's my sleeping with my clothes. Rain, Lite full rain jacket, Lite full rain pants, going with the full rain pants, and a mosquito hood that I suppose I could also use as a bit of a pre-filter if something's really got a lot of floaties in it, but mosquito hood is worth it on its own. Speaking of floaties and water, I'll use the Sawyer Squeeze. 2 water bottles. What I like to do is just one's going to be my dirty and one's my clean. And then for backup water supply, I've got the Platypus. I have the squeeze bottle, and I have this that I can use as a dipping cup if the flow is not very good. This gives me almost 5 liters of capacity, which is more than what I need, but at different times I like to use different things, and if this has to go at some point in time, that's fine. The trail will tell me that. I also have this little cut-off piece of a ridge rest that I can use just to sit on or to help support, if I need a little bit more ground pad action. I found this to be very handy. Stove, going a little bit heavier, going with a jet boil, but by golly do I like that thing. This thing lasts me for 5 days. I really do like that jet boil for simplicity. I want to make eating very easy. Played around with an alcohol stove, and this thing's going with me. One piece of gear that I made that I like a lot is a Smart water bottle lid that has just a tiny hole in it that you can put and squeeze water in there to clean stuff off, whatever you need to squeeze water on. It's a nice little thing to take. With the cooking stuff, some Bronner's, some of that soap in a new little bottle, half a sponge, 2 little rags for cleaning. All that goes into this Ziploc bag, but I found that if you're using the sponge and these things, you can't put it back into the Ziploc bag wet. So if it's wet, you've got to figure out some other way to get it out there to dry. But for now, I'll keep that in here. All right, tent. This is where I went heavy. I went with an REI quarter dome. They list that thing at like 2 pounds. That's a complete lie. This whole setup is closing in on 4 pounds. No stuff sack. I went with just a plastic bag. So if the tent's wet, I can just keep it in here and I won't get anything else wet. I can also strap this on the outside of my pack if I ever need to, which I don't see needing to do that. But I know this bag might be heavy, but it was really light compared to another stuff sack. I don't know. The whole tent is kind of heavy, and I'm surprised, but the pre-cut out, very heavy ground cloth is going with it. I like to have, I like to be able to lay this out. Anyways, this has found use. Stakes. This stake is doubling as a trowel. I have this little clip because I thought I might need a clip for bear bag. You know, I went in a different direction, but what I like to do is actually hang them all like this and then clip it on the outside of my pack so as I walk, it makes a bunch of noise. I don't need to scare animals. I don't really even need to see a lot of animals on this trip. I want them to know I'm a human man who ancestors developed metal tools and to leave me alone. Alright, sorry. What I went with for a bear system is these rope sacks and hot sacks tied to a tree, scent-proof bags. That works out pretty well for me. Toilet paper. First aid kit / repair kit. The only really repair items is spare O-rings for that Sawyer. A little patch that might patch the first aid kit. And then of course you've got your syringe. Went with a syringe because I think it's a good first aid item, and it works out okay, and I wrap my duct tape around it. Headlamp. Some little pieces of rope because I couldn't go backpacking without rope, but these are cut to be able to tie this to the bottom of the pack should I ever really need to. Pills for stomach, pills for pain with that Leuko tape on the outside, a pen, and boy did I debate a long time about whether to bring a pen or not. Toothpaste, toothbrush, dental floss, earplugs might be a good idea, anti-chafing stuff, spare lighter, rain gloves I suppose, or just emergency rubber gloves that hold firecrackers, which are my last line of defense against intrusion. Or if bears are after that or something, I throw this and then I run. That all goes in a plastic bag. And lastly, my electronics. Went with a big battery, but it allows me to be kind of, allows me to use my phone for whenever I want to and not worry about it too much. Recharging things. And then I like this, a double USB port so that I can charge both this and my phone or make a friend or whatever. That'll all go into here with cash, debit card, ID. And I don't know if I'm supposed to walk with this Colorado Search and Rescue card or not, but I don't know. That's it for the pack. Worn items. I've got my big, giant hat that will protect me from rain and the sun and maybe help me hitchhike. Shirt, which is a little heavy, ex officio underwear. Going with full pants, not zip-offs, and those, I'm pretty happy with them. In my pockets, lighter, itsy bitsy knife, tearing the pages out of the data book. All that will go in one plastic bag for trash in one pocket, one plastic bag for my phone in another pocket, smart wool socks, lightweight shoes. What didn't make the trip, if I have any problems with my feet, I'm going to beef up my shoes, and if I have any problems with my knees, I'm going to go with poles, but for right now, I'm trying to go a little bit lighter than that. Alright, that's it. I hope it all works out. Thanks.